Hey, what is going on everybody, Ads here, and what I have for you today is going to be another Black Ops 2 gold gun. Today we're going to take a look at the golden Scar H, and for those of you that haven't seen any of the other gold gun videos that I've made, in this series I showcase one of the golden guns in Black Ops 2 as soon as I get them. Of course, give my personal opinion about the gun, give the weapon stats, and after that give my recommended class setup for the gun as well. So this video in particular, compared to the other ones that I've made, this one took way more effort, simply because I couldn't find the Scar H's stats anywhere on the internet, so I actually had to go in private match, shoot a bunch of clips into the wall, and after that of course calculate everything myself, such as the rounds per minute, the reload time, etc. So if I did make a mistake throughout the video, then be sure to leave it in the comments down below, as I do want that everybody knows the exact numbers and actually the right numbers. So the Scar H as of right now is my favorite assault rifle, and I can immediately tell you that it's not because it's the best gun in the game, because the Scar H definitely is not the best assault rifle that there is, simply because the recoil amount is very high and the amount of rounds per minute is very low. But I just like the deep sound that they've added to this gun, and that is just my personal opinion. I do choose guns when it comes to looks or when it comes to sound, but that's just me. I really like it when a gun sounds cool, and that's kind of the reason why I picked the Scar H. So in fact it's not because the gun is so great. By the way, let's talk a little bit about the gun stats. So first off, you unlock the Scar at level 40, which is of course pretty late into prestige, especially considering that this gun is not extremely good, but really I do like the gun and you should definitely try it out. The magazine size for Scar H is pretty regular for an assault rifle. Normally it comes with 30 bullets, and of course it adds another extra 10 bullets when we're actually using extended clips for a maximum of 40 bullets. The reload time for the Scar H is pretty slow if you ask me. If you have no bullets left in your gun, it takes 2.95 seconds to reload your weapon, and if you have like 1 or 2, 10, whatever amount of bullets left in your gun, it will take 2.34 seconds. On with the damage. So the damage for the Scar H is really high, like I said at the start of the video, actually really high. The damage is 40 to 24, which means that it takes 3 to 5 bullets to kill a person. Now actually the drop off for the Scar H is very minimal. You will have a 3-hit kill until about 45 meters into a match, and you'll have a 4-hit kill until about 75 meters into a match. Now of course Call of Duty and distance, they don't really go together, so I'm just going to give you a little example. So let's take Turbine for an example. If you stand on top of the bridge and somebody is standing on the other side, all the way on the other side on the airplane, that is still a 4-hit kill. So usually you won't get across any longer distance engagements, or at least longer than that. So usually it's about a 3 to 4 hit kill. If you actually do get a 5-hit kill every now and then, you might have shot the person in the leg or somewhat like that. So usually it's 3 to 4, which is really good for an assault rifle. On with the amount of rounds per minute, and actually calculated this one in private match, so I'm sorry if it's not exactly true. So the amount of rounds per minute that I calculated was 598.63, so about 600 rounds per minute, which for the assault rifles is very low, but thanks to the high damage that this gun has, it only takes you about 0.2 to 0.4 seconds to in fact kill a person, which once again is very minimal for an assault rifle. So even though it has a very low rate of fire, thanks to the high damage, it is kind of minimal in between all of the other assault rifles. And last but not least, let's take a look at the recoil pattern for this gun. So as you can see on the screen right now, the Scar H has a very high recoil, but of course the recoil is vertical, which means that it's very easy to control. Now what I mean by that is because probably a bunch of you are really asking me, how is this even controllable with such a high recoil? It is actually very easy. All you have to do is just move down a bit while you're shooting, or at least while you're spraying. But what I usually do with these Scar H is I burst fire either with 1 burst or 3 bursts, and that's kind of what works very well for me. You might want to try the select fire attachment if you aren't very good at bursting, but if you are pretty good at bursting, either 1, 2, 3, 4 bursts, it doesn't really matter. If you are good at bursting and you're using the Scar H, this gun is going to be very lethal, especially in long range engagements, because if you burst fire, this gun is going to be really effective and really accurate on long range as well. But with that said, let's take a look at the recommended class setup. So first off, I use Fast Mag simply to make the reload time a bit faster, because like I said in the video, the reload time for the Scar H is pretty slow, and I feel like Fast Mag is going to help you out just a bit more than extended clip would, and just give you 10 extra bullets, which might end up in you getting 1 or 2 extra kills. I just feel like Fast Mag is going to help you out just a bit more. I also use Quick Draw Handle because the zoom in time on the Scar H is also pretty low. It's about 0.75 seconds to 0.8 seconds, depending on how you would calculate it. I just calculated this myself, and it seemed to me that it was pretty slow. For my first perks, I use Ghost and Flag Jacket. Of course, Ghost to stay off the minimap, and Flag Jacket to defend me against explosives that the enemies throw at me, because with this gun you kind of want to play it a bit more defensive, simply because it has a very low fire rate, and you really need to aim very accurately if you actually want to get a high kill streak or anything like that. Perk 2 Toughness, also to help me gain a bit bit more accuracy while the enemies are shooting at me because it reduces flinch. Perk freeze, tactical mask, because like I said, I'm kind of playing a bit more defensive while I'm using this gun, and tactical mask protects you against those flashes and those concussion grenades that the enemies try to throw at you to kind of disorient you and try to get your aim off. But of course, if you use tactical mask, that is not going to help. Your lethal and tactical are of course up to you. I usually tend to go for the bouncing Betty and the shark charge while I'm playing a bit more defensive, or I'm either going to go for the Semtex and the concussion if I'm just going to run around and do whatever I want to do. But anyway, be sure to leave in the comments down below what you thought of this video, because this video took me a serious amount of effort to make, especially looking at Photoshop and calculating and stuff like that. If you did enjoy the video, you may want to leave a like rating as well, because that really helps me out a lot and it really means a lot to me. But with that said, I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope to see some of you next time. Take it easy.